All right. Well, I'm a little frustrated because this is the third time I've done this blog, and I was not aware that my computer was out of space. So forgive me if I feel like I'm rambling because I basically spent about 40 minutes doing this. But welcome to my blog. I am Quentin Aldridge, and I'm here to just talk a little bit about uh, being able to go straight professional depending on your sport. I'm just gonna kind of tell you my opinions. I'm not gonna give you a bunch of facts this time. I'm just kind of speak from the heart, and you could tell me what you think. Hopefully, this will be very interactive, and some of you all will comment on it. But I'm excited to see what you all think about. So, from what I've noticed, the two main sports that people really talk about where you're not able to go straight from high school to professional or where you're not able to become a professional athlete in high school, it's basketball and football. We've kind of discussed that. Um, I know all the other sports that I've really thought about: baseball, soccer, hockey, boxing, um, swimming. All these sports allow you to become professionals while you're still in high school, or they allow you to become a professional right after high school. And a friend of mine brought this up to me, and I didn't really think of it this way, but basketball and football are majority black sports. Majority black athletes is what I'm saying. I'm not saying that there's not good white athletes. I'm not saying that the white athletes are worse than the blacks or the blacks are worse than the whites. What I'm saying is that both of those sports are predominantly blacks. And I feel like it should be even all around. If a baseball player is allowed to go straight from high school and get drafted and start making millions of dollars, then I feel like that a basketball player should be able to do the same thing. If a boxer is able to go amateur, boom, 18, now I'm a professional, then a football player should be able to play 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, and if the New England Patriots want to draft him in the 6th round, then they can. Now, obviously, he would know that he's forfeiting, his collegiate eligibility, but he should be able to do that. I've already spoken to you about the NBA. I mean, there's several NBA greats who never played college. Um, let's talk track and field. There's a girl by the name of Candace Hill. When she was 16, she became a professional sprinter. She was the youngest American track and field athlete to ever turn professional as a sprinter. All right. When she was 16, she inked a 10-year deal with the shoe company. The shoe company was called Asics. They covered all of her future college tuition. Obviously, she was not allowed to compete in high school track meets anymore, and she wasn't able to compete collegiately. But she had her college tuition paid for, and then still had money to put away. She wasn't able to compete in like high school or college, but like I said, she was able to compete in the 2016 Olympics. I'd give up college any day of the week and twice on Sunday if I was able to just compete in the Olympics. And the speed she was running at, the way she was running faster than most of the women already competing in the Olympics. She ran a 10.98. So when this happened, that would have placed her seventh in the 2012 Olympics in London. And in the 2008, she would have been tied for second. So if this girl was 16 when the 2008 Olympics came about, she would have been in second place. Now I don't remember how many lanes there are, but I know that we said she would have been seventh in the 2012 Olympics. So if she was tied for second, that means she's still faster than 5 other professional Olympic players or Olympic athletes. Let's go a step further. Let's go boxing. What if Iron Mike Tyson had to go to college for 2 years? or had the same rules as the WNBA, and he had to go to college for 4 years. Could you imagine Iron Mike Tyson weighing in at 210, fighting a 210, 6'4" kid who was just boxing because he likes to hit stuff, has no desire to be a professional boxer, and now he's got to go up against Iron Mike Tyson. I mean, Iron Mike Tyson might put that dude in a concussion. You know, baseball players, hockey players, soccer players. I remember growing up, Freddie Adu was a name I heard a lot. I'd be lying if I sat here and try to pretend like I knew a lot about soccer. But what I do know is I know that they're allowed to turn pro at an early age. Overseas, you ask any professional coaches, you ask any collegiate coaches. When we get guys, I coached at a place called Amelia Academy. When we got guys from Europe, they were so much more skilled and advanced than the American guys I had on my team. Just fundamentally sound. And why? Is because a lot of these guys, they go to professional camps. You know, you have guys who come to the NBA. Dirk is one of them that really stands out. Kristaps Porzingis. All these guys go professional at a young age in their countries. And they're getting repetitions against grown men. They're getting the best training. And they're not going to high school and middle school ball playing against kids they're going to destroy. They're getting this professional experience at an early age. And then when they come over here, they're some of the greatest to ever play the game. Why? Because they started at an early age. I think it's got to be a level playing field. If I decide to play baseball, I should have the same opportunities to make money as if I'm playing basketball. And the two sports that I've talked about are the two sports that involve more contact, and there's a greater risk for injury. We're talking about playing with somebody's livelihood. So, you know, we're asking football players to stay in the NFL, stay in the NCAA for 2 years. Within those 2 years, they could shatter their knee. You know, they can break a neck. I know I'm saying some very gruesome stuff, but these things have happened. These guys have had injuries that they cannot recover from. Now, you might say, well, if they were in the NFL, it might have been worse. Okay, yeah, it might have been worse, and it might have happened quicker. But guess what? They already had a 4-year contract for $1 million that they signed. Maybe it's $3 million. Maybe it's $700,000. Who knows? But they go to college, and then they get injured in college, and now that's gone. That opportunity is gone. Baseball, soccer, swimming, track and field, golf should have the same level as basketball, football, the WNBA. There was a 14-year-old a couple years ago that won an Asian PGA Tour. So she became the youngest to ever win a PGA Tour, age 14. The person that held the record prior to that was 15 years and 8 months. 14, you're not even old enough to drive. Can they even drive a golf cart? You're not old enough to drive, so you literally have to have somebody take you to the practice field so you can practice. You have to have somebody take you to the driving range. You're making millions of dollars, but somebody has to take you everywhere. Yet we have 20-year-olds out here who might have their own house, might be raising a family. Maybe they had a kid in high school and they're trying to support, a kid. Maybe they got married early. But yet they're not allowed to go to the NFL or they're not allowed to go to the NBA due to the draft rules. I know it's unfair. I know life is unfair. But I think when it comes to collegiate, professional, it should be everybody's choice. And if a kid decides to go enter the draft and he doesn't get drafted, that is his choice. Because they do so many mock drafts by now, the kid knows if he has a chance to get drafted. If you enter yourself in the draft and nobody's talking about you, then you know you need to remove yourself from the draft. But if teams are bringing you in to work out, then that means you're at least good enough to play professional overseas. That's just my thought process on it. Some people might not agree with me, but I think it's got to be fair and it's got to be a level playing field. Basketball and football should be able to go professional early on, just like track and field and every other sport.